Hey kids, we're a couple of annoying grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast. That's right, where this podcast explores the American animated sitcom The Simpsons from seasons 11 and beyond, and the newest ones when they're available. And this summer, we're exploring the love life of one Bart Simpson. Why do we do it like this? Well, an entity known as the Wheel of Random has trapped us and forced us to watch the show in such a manner, and plus there are plenty of other podcasts that explore the golden age of The Simpsons, that being seasons 1 through 10. I say we because I am one annoyed grunt boy named Steve, and with me, as always, is the other annoyed grunt boy,
Comic-Con Craig.
Hey, it's Comic-Con Craig. How are we doing this week?
I didn't actually go to San Diego Comic-Con, Steve. I don't have that kind of money.
Ah, that's a bummer.
Is it? I just feel like I get all the Comic-Con news like that same day, and I don't have to walk around shoulder to shoulder with everybody looking at the merchandise that I'm not going to buy.
Yeah, I've never been to a con. It seems daunting and exhausting.
I've gone to a couple, and I kind of want to go to the one that's in Portland. They usually have it every September. It's called the Rose City Comic Con. There's some people like, oh, I'd like to get a selfie with them, even though it costs like $100 or, less or more. Depends on who it is. This year, there's a lot of people like, oh man, like Battlestar Galactica people. Like I think Edward James Olmos is there. But like Simpsons related, I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast, like Parker Posey is going to be there, and I just want to go up to her and say, shut up, Becky. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, that's the dream.
She'd probably be like, the hell's wrong with this guy? She wouldn't even know the reference, I imagine. Like, do you think anyone has said that to her?
I mean, probably not in 20 years, but she's probably tired of people saying, Piper, no. So shut up, Becky. It's probably a fresh change of pace.
But again, I would not do that. When I've encountered celebrities before, I'm like, like that.
Yeah, I really like you, that you're good in that thing.
I might have mentioned it before, but an actor named Todd Stashwick like commented to me about something, and I'm just like, I was just a dork. I don't want to admit it. It's embarrassing, Steve. He was on Three Monkeys and the last season of Star Trek Picard. Anyways, San Diego Comic-Con, Steve. I know there was a Simpsons panel.
Oh, boy.
Do you know what we learned about? First off, I know the premiere date for season 37.
Exciting.
September 28th. So, as of this record, Steve, we're like 2 months out.
So this is what Green Day was talking about. That's why they wanted to wake up for the season premiere of The Simpsons. When September ends, of course.
Oh, right.
We get a lot of big names, big guest stars coming this season. We have Kieran Culkin from Succession, Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, some guy named Albert Brooks, who I guess is a writer and actor of some note. We get Cola Scola from Search Party, At Home with Sammy Sedaris, and the Broadway hit Oh Mary. We get Danny Pudi from Community and that Apple TV show that you like.
Mythic Quest, Steve, and it's been canceled.
I'm sorry, but thank you. Adam Pally, and two Gleasons, Brendan and Domhnall. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So let's speculate. Who's Albert Brooks going to play? New character, or is it going to be a vintage character?
I know that we all want it to be Hank Scorpio, and I just don't think that's in the cards. And I think it's going to be a new character, and I think it's going to be great.
I'm going to agree with you. I think Hank Scorpio, it's like we could dream, but it's never going to happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the movie was our chance to see Scorpio shine, and it didn't happen, so we're just going to have to let it go. And that's okay. And either way, the nerds would be mad, so...
Right. I know there was a sneak peek at this year's Treehouse of Horror, which also had guest stars of Idris Elba, Michael Keaton, and Viola Davis, and it features an opening from animator Stan Kelly from The Onion. Now, Michael Keaton has already done a voice. Do you think he's reprising that character, or will he be Beetlejuice, Batman, or Multiplicity Man?
I don't think he's going to shout Puma Pride, so I think it's going to be a new character.
They also talked about how, I think we might have talked about how there was that clickbait that like The Simpsons killed Marge in the season finale.
Right.
And they described it as like trick bait, saying that like it can't be canon because The Simpsons doesn't have a canon. And like on this podcast, all we talk about is canon. And my theory, of course, is if you see King and Kodos, it's not part of the Simpsons canon. Like
right,
an episode, because that's Treehouse of Horror territory.
Also, it just goes to... I just want to say that, again, that episode was from the way into the future, so of course Marge would be dead eventually, so everybody dies eventually. That's the spoiler for life.
And we're all going to be happy when that guy dies. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Is also something Matt Groening said, and everyone laughed because we all know who we're talking about. It's funny. We all know who you're talking about when you say that. You don't have to say a name, but we all know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you can say, like, they'll be dancing in the street when that person dies. And, like, everyone's like, yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, 66% of the country. But more percentages every day, I think.
Yeah, people really don't like...
Al Roker.
Also, Matt Selman commented the show's 800th episode is going to be in February of 2026. So they're going to do 2 episodes that night. And he said something like, they're top secret for now, but I promise you they'll be the best 800th episodes of anything you've seen.
Wow, take that, 60 Minutes. And the nightly news.
We're going to have to get to 800 episodes eventually. Isn't that crazy? Oh, no, we're not, because we don't do seasons 1 through 10, so we're fine.
Yeah, I think we get to stop around 600 as of now, so...
Nice.
We only have about 12 more years of this.
Excited for the future, Steve.
The future. Well, when we're talking about the future, I think you also need to talk about the past. So let's go into the past. All the way back to April 17th, 2005. Craig, what movie was big in the box office that week?
Well, I'll have you know, I didn't go see it. And that was the Amityville Horror, the remake from the movie from the 70s based on a book. And starred the Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh. I thought you were going to say Nathan Fillion.
I mean, he could have done a perfectly fine job in this movie as well. But we're not going to spoil anything about the movie because only our Patreons will know how we felt about it. That's right. This Friday, we're going to the movies and we're going to review the Amityville Horror. Oh boy, I'm so excited for that. Steve, we should bring snacks.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Popcorn and...
The theater, though, yeah, they charge so much money, so I usually have to go next door to get some sweets. Maybe a C's, or maybe that one place with the... where you buy by the weight. Sometimes things are pretty affordable there. They're like less than $1. I mean, sometimes it's even half off, so it's like 2 quarters. You got some candy.
You're talking about 50 cents candy shop, Steve. I know.
Yeah, and sometimes I like to bring my friend, Olivia. Because that's right.
Olivia Fig Newton-John herself?
Exactly. She's a sweet treat. Just like the kind you get from the Billboard Hot 100 song, Candy Shop, by 50 Cent, featuring Olivia.
But not Newton-John.
No, sadly. That collab has yet to happen.
Well, and it never will. She's dead.
Oh. That's sad.
Yeah.
Because you know what I liked about her is I always felt like when I was with Olivia Newton-John, I could just really live my own identity. I wasn't beholden to other sounds that I've made before.
So you were yourself, and you weren't a helper of sounds.
Exactly.
A unpaid helper of sounds.
Yeah, I wasn't indentured to noises. I could just truly exist as I am.
So that's why the hot rock alternative song of that week was Be Yourself by Audioslave?
That's right, Craig, and it is yours. All yours. Completely yours.
I don't want it, Steve. I'll take everything else but something in my possession.
What if I gave you a game to play near your lower half of your legs, like a checkers calf or a sorry ankle?
Oh my god. Did you see the new South Park? They killed that one character.
Oh yes. Which brings us to our number 1 song on the Country Hot 100, Anything But Mine by, oh my god, they killed Kenny Chesney.
Alright, Chesney, not checkers leg. Alright, Steve, make sure you're correct from now on, okay?
Alright.
I don't want to have another Mario situation.
Of course. I'd prefer another Luigi situation, if I'm being honest. Right. But, I mean, I'll stop with my leftist things, and I'll get right.
What was the hot dance electric song of that week?
Why, that was Get Right from Jennifer Lopez / says Jennifer Lopez.
I know Candy Shop. I probably have heard that Audio Slave song, but I think we're good.
Yeah, I think I know Candy Shop is a good song. I think Audio Slave is Subtraction by Addition. They're two great bands who got worse by bidding together. But that song's fine, whatever. And I don't know the other two, so yeah.
And don't forget, folks, go to patreon.com/AnnoyedGruntBoys and sign up today for our exclusive bonus tent. You can hear us talk about Family Guy, meeting the Simpsons, and this week, the Amityville Horror.
Ooh, I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for this week's episode, entitled Future Drama, in which Bart and Lisa use Professor Frink's astrological projection machine to peer into the future, where Bart breaks Lisa's heart by taking away her scholarship to Yale. Ooh.
Sounds like our life, Steve. Remember when I took away your Yale?
Still haven't forgiven you. I'm still mad about it. But let's watch this episode, and maybe I'll forgive you. We'll be right back.
All right, you guys are my new best friends.
You wish, loser.
And we're back. Today we're talking about Future Drama, the 15th episode of the 16th season. It is episode 350 in the show's run. It originally aired on April 17th, 2005. Your nerd code is GABF12. It was written by Matt Selman, directed by Mike B. Anderson, and your showrunner is Al Jean.
All right, Matt Selman has written 30 episodes so far, and this is the 15th, so we're at the halfway point for Matt Selman.
There we go.
We know he's a huge fan of the podcast Our Name Boys.
Exactly, yeah. Practically friends.
Look, there's a few we can't talk about, of course. Natural Born Kissers from Season 9, and from Season 10, The Simpsons Bible Story, and the Saved Lisa's Brain.
Mm-hmm. But
of the Season 11 episodes, we've reviewed one of two. That's, of course, 8 Misbehaving, the most famous, I think, of Mr. Apu having 8 children.
It's true.
And then Behind the Laughter, one of my favorite episodes that I haven't seen in maybe 20 years, so
I can't wait to get to it.
Steve, I have a feeling we'll get to it sometime this year.
I feel like you're right.
And then Trilogy of Error and Simpsons Tall Tales, Jaws Wired Shut, another great episode. We haven't reviewed, though, from Season 12, Lisa the Tree Hugger, or from Season 14, The Dad Who Knew Too Little. That's 90 Show, which, of course, is controversial.
But we enjoyed it, I think, more or less.
I think we came around to it, because I think at that time, in Season 19, was it Season 19? Jeez, that seems new to me.
I know.
At that time, like, they were still doing a good job of, like, keeping the continuity of, like, Homer and Marge being in the 70s, like, in high school. But then fans just freaked out because it was set in the 90s. But now we're just so used to seeing The Simpsons age with our time. So now, like, Marge and Homer are younger than us, which is weird.
Right.
So they're, like, almost, they're Gen Zers, right? Or they're millennials.
They're still millennials, yeah.
But, you know, so many episodes. I don't want to keep saying more, but, you know, he's still with the show. He's what, maybe like third tier? Like, you go, maybe second. No.
He's pretty high up there. I mean, like,
let's say the ranks. Like, it's Daddy Matt, of course,
Sure,
is number 1. Number 2 would be Al Jean. Then is he number 3?
I think so, especially in modern day. Like, if Al Jean isn't running the show or is, Matt Selman's right there next to him. So I think that, you know, he kind of took that Mike Scully spot, but isn't fucking it up.
Is Scully still the show? I should know this.
I don't think he is, or if he is, he's like just like a writer, but I think he's moved on.
Okay.
But he's still on this mortar coil. He hasn't like moved on.
As of this record.
Right.
But a fun little trivia about this episode, Steve. It's the 350th episode to air, but not made. Despite that Don't Fear the Roofer, which is one of Steve's favorite episodes, aired before this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Though the real 350th episode in production order would be The Father, Son, and the Holy Guest Star, which was delayed following the Pope's death. That was Pope John Paul II.
Wow.
We've been alive for, let's see, how many popes here? 1, 2, 3, 4?
I think
4
4.
or 5.
4. There was the
Nazi.
The Nazi.
And then the other Nazi.
Right. And then that cool guy. And then the new one from Chicago. And then was there one on roller skates, or was that just a dream?
That could have been a dream.
Okay.
But so far, I'm liking this new pope because, you know what? No, scratch that, Steve. I don't like this new pope because, as you know, I am a north side guy of Chicago.
Right.
Not a south side guy of Chicago, so.
He likes the White Sox? Yeah.
I'm about the Cubs. I'm about the the original beef.
Yes.
I mean, I can still get my original beef, which is fine. I'm happy about that, but I can't eat my original beef inside that restaurant anymore. Now it's like some hoity-toity, like Michelin star restaurant called The Bear. Like, how pretentious is that?
I know. And like one night I thought, I'm going to splurge. I'm going to get a meal. It was a great meal. One of the best meals I had in my life. And it was so good that I returned the next week. I was going to have the same thing. It wasn't even on the menu. Come on. It's chaos.
They change their menu every day. Like, what kind of restaurant has the money to do that?
It's so impractical. Almost as impractical as making it snow in the middle of August.
It was nice for, because I brought my niece, and she had always wanted she wanted like a classic Chicago deep dish and a Chicago dog, but they don't have that kind of stuff there. But surprisingly, they heard about it and they presented it in a manner that looked like they made it, but they really didn't.
Right. They just cut it up so it's harder to eat. That classic pizza that's already impossible to eat. And they fancied it up.
I still had to pay $4,000 for it.
Of course, yeah.
And what's with that? I'm not going to throw disparaging comments about people and their appearance, but there's one dude there that kind of a more rotund guy, a lot of tattoos all over him. He didn't know what to do with his hands.
Seemed really nervous,
he was walking.
Maybe he should just be in the kitchen cooking.
And I swear, one of the guys that was working there was the Thing from the Fantastic Four.
Well, all I know is that I was laughing a lot. It was certainly a comedy of errors.
They had this one giant table, too, that everyone was just sitting under. I don't know how they...
It's the biggest table I've ever seen.
Was this the TARDIS of tables?
Oh.
But seriously, give their mom an award.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
But I swear I saw Brie Larson there, and I kind of got excited, Steven. Let's just talk about the Simpsons.
Ah, yes, and Craig, do we have a couch gag?
Why, I believe we do. And the Simpsons arrive as Transformers, transforming their robot forms into human Simpsons. So we have Optimus Prime, which is Homer, Jetfire is Marge, the Hound is Lisa, Bumblebee would be Maggie, and Jazz is Bart. And I don't know this, I'm just reading this because, as you know, Steve, I'm not a huge Transformer fan.
That's true. And that's mostly internet, but I looked it up, and they're basically true. I mean, I think the biggest one is Homer as Optimus Prime, because I think that is the most iconic of the Transformers. This was before all the Transformers movies, so it was a fun little throwback. Transformers, more than meets the eye.
It seems, after 16 seasons that they didn't get to this, seems it would have been sooner.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the He-Man one next week.
Had 80s nostalgia not hit in 2005 yet? I think that because the kids that grew up with that were just now starting, who have been into Hollywood, were probably just now starting to get gigs.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet. They're probably still making like 70s references. But now I screwed myself up because now I'm just thinking of He-Man as Simpsons World. So, of course,
Okay, well, Homer is... See, I'm going to say Homer would be King Grandor. Marge would be...
the bird lady?
Okay, so, yeah, Marge would be the sorceress. I'm going to make Homer Skeletor.
I could see him as like Man-at-Arms, or Man-at-Faces, rather. Man-at-Arms, rather. Man-at-Arms.
Are you going to make Tila, Lisa, and then Bart as He-Man?
And Maggie will be Orko. It's because they wear the same outfit.
Wait, do He-Man and Tila hook up? So it'd be kind of weird if Lisa and...
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah.
I mean, I don't know that He-Man's hooking up with a lot of ladies anyway, so...
I think he's gay for a mole man.
Oh, hey, that's a good segue. Well, let's just get to it, because our episode begins, as it always does, with Bart and Lisa walking down the streets of Springfield. So Bart sees comic book guy about to enjoy a burrito, and tells Lisa that the pop culture nerd is actually her boyfriend. Comic book guy then takes a bite of his burrito, causing the contents to spill out of the other end onto his shoes. Undeterred, comic book guy looks around and then proceeds to lick the burrito innards off of his shoe.
Have you done something that disgusting with food?
Not on my shoe. That's a bit too far. If I spilled something on my shirt, I'd probably eat it off, though. That's no big deal.
What about floor?
I do believe in the 5-second rule. I know it's not scientifically sound, but if I had something tasting that fell on the floor and I was able to get it, I'd probably eat it. I don't know if that makes me a pig or not, but I don't know.
I've known to take I'm in the kitchen and I grab a handful of chips and maybe a chip falls on the floor, I'll quickly pick it up.
Sure. Yeah.
I won't serve floor food to people. I'll serve it to me, but not to people.
More than fair, yeah.
Is there like, I think there's like a limit or not, like a line that I just don't care. Like if I'm pouring like a bowl of cereal and cereal gets on the floor, I'm not picking that up.
No.
I'm sweeping that up.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about that. But like, let's say, try to think of something that's a little bit more messy and not like, how about like like a French fry, if you drop that on the floor, you're picking that up?
If it was just a French fry, not like a chili fry or anything like that, I'm picking that up.
What about like you drop a chicken wing on the floor?
Ooh, I like chicken enough that I'd probably do it. No, here's a question for you. You're pulling a pizza out of the oven.
Oh.
And one slice falls on the ground. Face up. Crust down.
I've already cut the pizza?
Yeah, it was one of those pre-sliced ones, that you get.
No, I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
Like pizza, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. Yeah, no. I'm not tossing that.
It's already been tossed.
No, yeah, I'm fine with floor. But shoe, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do shoe.
Shoe is outside, and like we are not shoe in the house people, so it's like different. Yeah.
We've turned to not shoe people either. So I used to be like fine, but now I'm like, you know what? I don't want shoes anymore. So we take them off.
Oh yeah.
Well, not to be outdone, Lisa points out Bart's girlfriend, the crazy cat lady, who is right across the street. I just have to say that this bit of kids, like, that's your boyfriend, that's your girlfriend. Like, I remember doing this with friends. Like, this is such a thing. I love it. So as she mutters her usual nonsense, the feminine feline fanatic digs through her stroller of kittens, only to discover a human baby. So Bart and Lisa then argue which one of them is romantically linked to a certain Springfieldian, whose head is like kissing a peanut.
Yeah, well, you love Mole Man.
No, you do. You're gay for Mole Man.
You're gay for Mole Man.
No one's gay for Mole Man.
So that quote, I think, has lived in infamy.
Yes, I think it's pretty iconic. If you gave me $1 million, I wouldn't be able to tell you that it was from this episode. I mean, prior to today. But yeah, I think no one's gay for Mole Man is something that, seeps into everyday conversation, weirdly.
And for some reason, I always think it's gay for Millhouse sometimes. I'm like, wait, is it gay for Millhouse or Mole Man?
I do believe that there is a previous episode where I can tell you exactly what it is. It's the one where Lisa dates Nelson, and the music class, she's looking out the window and she sees Nelson, and somebody's like, Lisa likes Nelson, and Millhouse stands up for her and says Millhouse likes Lisa, and then somebody says something, and then they're like, they like Millhouse, and then Dewey Largo says nobody likes Millhouse, and I think that's where it gets confused.
Okay.
I've done it too, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
But I think it's an iconic line, and poor Mole Man.
I know, it's sad.
It's not the you're gay for, I think it's Mole Man's like, no one's gay for Mole Man. It's so sad.
Yeah, he's sad. He wants somebody to be gay for him.
But again, it's just a perfect kid speak.
It is. It's so good. So Bart and Lisa begin to fight, and their argument causes them to roll down a hill through a window into a basement. And Lisa asks about their whereabouts, and Bart once again vows that she is in fact gay for Mole Man. Professor Frink then makes himself known, saying that he was expecting them. And to prove this, he pulls a rope that unfurls a sign that says, "Welcome, Bart and Lisa." And Bart and Lisa are impressed, and the professor feels that their amazement is justified, as he can now perfectly predict the future. And then he pulls down the sign that says, "And Maggie."
Oh, so she was supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is a wrinkle in the time continuum.
There's a few wrinkles, I think, but we'll get to that.
Okay. So when Lisa inquires just how Frink knew they were coming, he explains that he mastered the one true science, astrology. And Lisa assumes he meant to say astronomy, but he goes on to say that for years astrology has been the Tampa Bay Devil Rays of the sciences, but thanks to modern day technology and a Matrix-style screen of like green technobabble, one can look into the future. Steve, are you a astrologist?
No, but I'm married to one, so sometimes I believe.
So I won't say anything about stuff.
I mean, feel free. There's certain aspects of it, though. There is geographical astrology, where when and where you were born dictates cities that are good for you. And I got Portland, New York, and Ireland. And I'm like, yeah, man, those places sound great to me.
I love the city of Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Can your wife do me?
I prefer if she didn't, but yeah, I mean, sure.
I want to know where I live. I was listening to a recent episode of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and he had Kesha on, and she's all into that. And she was talking, like, a shaman told her that, like, since she's a Pisces, she's on her last life. And apparently Pisces, like, this is their last reincarnation. So, learning about that, Steve, I guess this is my last life. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm about to be real sad. Because both you and my wife are Pisces. And her twin sister.
And twins! So, I got that going for me. You know, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I've heard other crazy theories. Okay, not crazy is the wrong word. I mean, I've heard other... I mean, no one knows what's real, like the afterlife and what things are.
Yeah.
So, sure, all this is true until I find out what it isn't, you know? So I guess I'll keep my third eye open and my brown eye closed.
As one should. It feels no less believable than anything else. So
Like God.
Exactly.
Like a guy in the sky, yeah, and the Satan, and yeah, that seems all silly too. Everything's silly to me, except for The Simpsons. That's just seriousness.
Right. So Professor Frink asks the kids if they'd like to see themselves as teenagers, and Bart firmly responds, no. So, all the same, Frink shows them the wonderful world of the years from their most recent Tuesday, 8 years into the future exactly, all the way to the year 2013.
Oh, so futuristic. So we see Springfield of tomorrow, or now, or yesterday, unfold as large egg-shaped craft lands in 742 Evergreen Terrace. This is a nod to the space shuttle from E.T., the extraterrestrial.
Ah, yes.
A door opens on the ship, and the shadowy figure emerges from the light, and it's just a trash collector in overalls throwing the Simpsons empty can on the lawn, and the craft then soars high into orbit, only to land next door to attend the trash of the Flanderses.
Nice.
I remember as a kid, you know, the trash people would be two people, one driving the truck, one behind there, picking up the can, throwing it in. Now they got robot arms doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's better.
It's not. I'll tell you why. The trash person could actually, like, pick up the thing, get everything out of the trash. Like, there was, like, a can that was just stuck in my trash because it was just, like, lightly, like, drops in and doesn't, like, shake to see everything out. It's rather annoying, Steve.
That's why this fall I'm voting for Homer Simpson to be the garbage person commissioner. Because the garbage man can.
Who's going to pay your bear tax?
Oh, probably the Bears. Let the Bears pay the bear tax. Steve plays the Stever tax.
Okay. So inside, Marge calls down the kids for their prom photo. Bart and Lisa step down the stairs. Teenage Lisa in a dress and teenage Bart in a tuxedo. Marge takes a photo and shakes it, not unlike a Polaroid, which causes it to turn into a cake with Bart and Lisa's likeness on it. And as Marge comments how great they can do anything ever since scientists have invented magic.
That's funny. Marge is proud of her two oldest kids, Lisa for graduating 2 years early, and Bart for graduating. Just then, Homer runs into the house, wondering what he's missed. But Marge angrily reminds him that since they're now separated, he can't just barge in whenever he wants. Homer argues that perhaps he was so busy partying with all of his single friends the previous night that he may have forgotten their agreed-upon rules.
Bart asks his parents to stop fighting in front of him and Lisa, and Homer mockingly asks, in a ghost voice, if it's messing them up. And Marge then shows off a postcard they received from Maggie. And the postcard shows the youngest Simpson waving on the sandy beaches of Alaska. And then a starving and exhausted polar bear walks up to her and falls to the ground. And Homer says that wildlife got what they deserved. Just then, the doorbell rings.
Lisa, your date's here.
Hey, Lisa.
Milhouse. Oh, I've been turning him down for the prom since kindergarten.
Yes, you were entered at age 12 when he pulled you out of a house fire, which you later found out he started. You should have seen the look on your face. In fact, here it is. Now back to your teams.
Sorry I'm late, Lisa. I was at the gym totally gunning my lats. Just gunning them. Oh, man. The deposit on this tux was 200 Reagans.
Hey, everybody. Bart, you're looking crooked.
Hey, Jenda, how about some forehead?
That was jagged.
When I was a kid, we didn't show our affection by headbutting.
Oh, Marge. Oh, right. Separated.
How do you feel about Marge and Homer separated?
I mean, it was only a matter of time, I think, so I'm okay with it. I feel like they'd probably, be okay with each other.
Yeah.
They'd make their peace.
I like the jacked Millhouse. I know we've seen other future episodes that set in this like timeline, so we've seen that. It's just always a delight. I just love that super ripped.
Yeah,
because it's such a thing that like a person would do, like a kid, like didn't have something like then lifting weights will be their identity, and like I totally see Homer Millhouse pulling that off.
We talk a lot about the Simpsons predicting things. I think this is a whole generation of male that they invented, which is like the sexually frustrated gym bro.
Incel?
Like, yeah, that's the word, yeah. This is before the prevalence of 4chan or Reddit, and he exactly, like, described that. Like, that's what it is.
And then, of course, Jenda, for the first time, canonically, is her first appearance, and that's, of course, Amy Poehler.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny, like, Amy Poehler at this time, she was on SNL.
Mm-hmm.
So, she wasn't at the height of the polar power, as I call it.
Right.
But she was kind of like for us comedy nerds, like, started with the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
I always remember from Upright Citizens Brigade, and then of course Andy's sister just being on Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Exactly, yeah.
And then of course when she got SNL, I was like, wow, like that's big and this is huge. And then of course now she's just a household name.
Yeah, I think at this time I probably would have been like, oh, I remember her from that one episode of Arrested Development where she played Will Arnett's temporary wife.
Yeah.
And they're married in real life. That's so funny.
Not anymore.
That's true.
Not anymore, Stephen. You know why. It's all your fault.
I'm sorry. I know what I did.
Yeah.
And this is like the third episode of hers that we're reviewing, and we did it exactly backwards because first one that we did was season 25's Days of Future, episode 77 for us. And then in our 99th episode, we talked about season 23's Holiday of Future Past. And here we are at episode 337, talking about her first appearance from season 15. Season 16, rather.
We're really Benjamin-y buttoning unit.
Yep, pretty soon we're going to be talking about Jenda's sperm. I don't know. Be a very special episode.
I guess so.
Also, I want to go back real quickly, just the postcard of Maggie. So it's 8 years in the future, so she's 9 years old, and they're just sending her on her own to vacation in Alaska.
Maybe Patty and Selma took her.
Okay, I'll buy it. Okay, I'll accept that. Well, at Springfield High School, the prom is underway, with Aha's Take on Me playing, since of course it is the year 2013. Outside, a gray-bearded groundskeeper Willie complains that bioengineered food led to smart puke, which is very difficult to mop up. Inside, the kids are dancing to the Larry Davis iPod Experience, which is actually just an iPod sitting on a folding chair.
So Lisa walks up to Nelson wondering who his date is, and he tells his former love interest that it wouldn't be fair to choose between Sherry or Terry, as we see that he has impregnated them both. And to prove that they are with his child, each baby bump lets out a ha-ha. Isn't teen pregnancy hilarious, Steve?
I mean, it really is. I mean, when it's two teens, like, if it's a 24-year-old, then it's a little weird. But two teens, I mean, that's funny. Like, babies having babies, that's hilarious.
It's the Simpsons. They can do it.
Exactly. And I wonder, I mean, no, I don't know. Never mind.
Was it a threesome? Is that what you're wondering?
Yeah, but then I realized my situation in my life, and I'm like, it wasn't.
Well, it's also like, if it was, it's kind of talented because he'd have to, like, ejaculate in both of them.
That's true.
As a man, I could say it's hard to, okay, there's some for you, and then hold on, here's some for you.
Maybe it's a long night, and he has, like, a little refractory period.
Right. Or, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he dated Sherry first, and then, and then it's like, I'm more into Terry. And then, there it goes.
Maybe, yeah.
All right.
So Principal Skinner then welcomes the students to the dance, specifically the seniors and those sexually precocious underclassmen, like Sherry and Terry. He wishes a fond farewell to the college-bound students as well as those who are off to fight in Gulf War V. Find our president's head. So after the kids chant, USA, find the president's head, Skinner welcomes Assistant Principal Kearney.
So the bully turned faculty member tells the students that he hopes for a nice clean prom free of booze, kick, puff, doze, max, stamp, or turb. He reminds the teens that STEM kills. And Seymour echoes this sentiment, saying that STEM turned Super Nintendo Chalmers into a vegetable. We then see Gary Chalmers in the electric wheelchair going in circles repeating and saying, Skinner!
At the refreshment table, Ralph Wiggum tells a young woman that he can now use the potty. And then Nelson spikes the punch bowl with a thermos full of kick. Ralph takes a sip of the drug drink and his pupils dilate. He sees visions of rainbows and butterflies, which then turn to angry faces growling at him. And then we head to the bathroom where Lisa and Jenda are having some girl talk.
Your brother is so hot.
Stop telling me that.
Oh, sorry, Lisa. Sync, activate. I love your dress. Soap, activate. Bart tells me you got into Yale. Sync, terminate.
Yeah, even though McDonald's owns Yale now, it's still a great school. And I could never afford to go there if I hadn't won the Montgomery Burns Scholarship.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing he had to do as punishment for stealing Christmas?
Yeah, I miss Christmas.
I don't.
I love how the voice acting from Amy Poehler, just when like the sink and soap like activate, like it's such like an old like 50s sci-fi, like when you're telling the computer to do something. And also the your brother's not like telling the sibling is always so funny to me. Like, Steve, your sister's so hot. I'm gonna crank my hammer to her.
Your brother has such a good hammer.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Like, Friends was always so weird, right? The TV show Friends. It's like Monica and... I mean, they probably made references. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but like, did Chandler ever tell Ross, like, oh man, Monica's so tight down there? Yeah.
Yeah, it probably did.
And then Joey's like, oh yeah, Rachel's so tight down there, Ross.
And then Phoebe was like, yeah. Monica and Rachel are both so tight down there. Hey, Gunter.
And Rachel's like, oh man, Ross makes my nips so hard, right, Monica?
And the ugly naked guy is like, these people are weird. How do they afford their apartment?
Steve, we've been over this on our other podcast, Only Friends, and it's from an episode where Monica said it was her grandmother's and it was rent controlled.
Oh, that's right. Check out our other podcast, Only Friends in the Building.
On our, not Patreon, but on our OnlyFans page. OnlyFans.com/AnnoyedGruntBoys.
Yeah, we co-host that with Selena Gomez.
Wait. Selena Gomez has an OnlyFans, Steve? When did you tell me?
We'll talk about it off pod.
Okay.
She spreads her Oreos, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Back at the school's gymnasium, True by Spandau Ballet plays. And Lisa reluctantly dances with Jim Bro Millhouse, and Nelson shares a dance with Sherry O'Terry, and Martin cuts a rug with his old robot friend Chum, which is childlike humanoid urban muchacho. And when Martin asks Chum about his post-graduation plans, the android says it's going to travel, but then cancels those plans when Martin offers to accompany the robot.
It's really funny that a robot that he built is rejecting him.
Yeah, and I think it leads to a certain event that I'm going to want to talk about later, so...
All right, well, limousine drives carelessly down the road in front of the high school, swerving and knocking over trash cans. Inside, Bart and Jenda rock from side to side. Not from sex, Steve, but from the car.
No.
So Jenda is unsure about the limo driver that Bart chose. Just then, the limo stops, and guess who the driver was, Steve? It's pretty obvious. It's Otto, but he's naked! Yeah, and he's flapping his arms, saying, I can fly, I can fly! He stops, commenting that he was joking, fully aware that he can't actually fly. He then says he can glide, and he runs his bare ass off a cliff, presumably to his death.
Rest in peace, Otto. We then head to Contraception Overlook, which provides a lovely view of Springfield, and if you look, there's a third cooling tower, which is a nice touch. And there's also plenty of privacy for teens to get it on. So we see several cars and limos parked, and up the hill, Bart and Jenda are making out on a blanket. And then Bart tries to take it to the next level, as we'll hear in this clip.
Jenda, I think we're ready to go all the way.
but I'm a little nervous.
Bart, don't be nervous. Sex on prom night is as American as our 51st state, Saudi Israelia.
Jenda, that's not what I meant. I love you. Will you marry me?
Oh, that's really sweet. But marriage is a 3-year commitment. I mean, do you even know what you're gonna do with your life?
I've got it all figured out. You can waitress while I learn to cut meat. We'll live in a trailer, but to avoid paying for parking, I'll drive while you sleep. We'll never, ever stop.
Bart, I hate to say this, but I think I outgrew you.
When?
Just this minute.
Okay, lovebirds, break it up. Hey, this one's alone. What a loser.
I think when Jenda says, I've outgrown you, I think she was talking as fans at this time who had been, like, upset with The Simpsons. And, like, it's not the same. Mm-hmm. It sucks. That sort of, those people.
That makes sense, yeah. It's a nice little meta message. But I do think it was nice of Bart. You know, he wasn't looking just to, like, get some action. He was imagining a future, albeit a crappy one, for him and his love. So that's nice.
And he planned it out. So he at least thought of that.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to see a video, like, in the next couple of years of Simpsons predicted it with the 51st state of Saudi Israelia.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It'll be the best 51st state ever, Steve.
What's funny is they're going to, like, take out a few. Like, Oregon's probably gone. Washington maybe too. And so there's going to be other states, and then we're going to get to 51 again with Saudi Israelia.
Wait, what's the Pacific? Like, are we joining Canada, or are we just going to be, like, nuked?
I think a little bit of both. We're going to try and join Canada. Canada's like, okay, you can have us, eh? And then we'll get nuked.
I mean, at least we'll be at, like, ground zero, so we probably won't feel a thing.
That's true.
Yeah. Like, if you're, like, in, like cities, like, an hour or two away, you're going to feel the effect. I mean, like, if we get, like, Seattle and Portland get nuked, I think it'll be fine.
Don't have to worry. We'll all die.
Yeah. So it's going to go, like, L.A., San Diego, L.A., San Francisco, Oregon, or Portland and Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
What about Sacramento? I think they're pretty close to San Francisco, so I don't think they'll hit Sacramento.
Yeah.
Hey, if you live in Idaho, perfect time to get some beachfront property.
There you go.
Also, I like how the cops are, like, RoboCop looking.
Yeah.
So as Bart wallows in pity, Chief Wiggum offers him some chicken, opening his robot chest to reveal a bit spinning on a rotisserie, explaining that they aren't fancy. And Clancy invites Bart to reach into his chest with his hands to get a piece. And Bart takes a drumstick and takes a bite, but it provides little comfort for his heartache.
Oh. So back in the non-future, young Bart is growing bored and wants to look into another future. So it takes the TiVo-like remote, and he goes to see what else is on, aside from Teenage Bart and Lisa, and he gets a glimpse of the days ahead for such people such as
Kang and Kodos invasion.
Vice President Cletus.
Mo gets email.
Flanders' Revenge, which shows Ned stabbing a sword into Homer's gut.
Maggie's DUI, where Maggie has crashed into a lamppost and is blowing into a breathalyzer.
Lenny's Super Pet, which shows Lenny being carried by Crypto the dog.
Which one are you going to want to watch?
I kind of want to watch Lenny's Super Pet.
Well, then go to the cinemas right now and see Superman, because you'll see Crypto in that.
Very true.
I'm probably... I wouldn't do Vice President Cletus, which I know that's Bart's choice at the end of the episode, spoilers. Because I think we already have seen what that would be like.
Yeah.
And live in this kind of timeline. Yeah. I gotta say Flanders' Revenge. I'm curious about that.
That would be fun to watch. I want to see like what leads to that.
Also, Steve, we see Kang and Kodos. So what do I say every time Kang and Kodos appear?
Not canon.
So this episode's not canon, that's right. All right, Bart isn't impressed with his viewing options, so he goes back to see the teenage versions of himself and Lisa. And Bart sits on a couch telling Homer about his breakup with Jenda. And Homer offers the fatherly advice that some people just grow apart, like him and Marge. So Bart says that Marge left him because he spent all of their savings to buy an underwater house. Homer thinks Marge will come to her senses eventually, but his thought is interrupted by a sea life stealing his patio furniture, causing him to yell, "Stupid flounders." Very funny.
Yes, it was definitely worth the walk.
Would you want to live in an underwater house?
I wouldn't even want to live on a houseboat.
what about a boathouse?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen like there's like those hotels that are like underwater hotels that look all cool and fancy, but even then, like, could I fall asleep knowing that if it breaks, I'm gonna drown?
Yeah, it just seems like so much could go wrong, and it wouldn't be worth it for all that could go right. Like, oh, there's a squid, whatever. I don't care. Like, I like land. I'm pro land.
And it would get like dirty really fast. Like with...
That's true.
Yeah. Are you even too afraid to do the submarine ride at Disneyland because you think you're underwater?
Yeah, it's kind of frightening.
Also, like the seats, when I was on it the last time, the seats are so like small because it was made for like the people who aren't fat like me. It's kind of uncomfortable to be in that thing, to be honest.
Yeah. No water for me.
All right.
So Homer then comes up with an idea to distract Bart from Jenda. They can hit the town and find some new lady friends. So Homer picks a brunette wig from his collection, and they're ready to go after a 3-hour decompression. And Bart asks Homer what they usually do to fill the time, and Homer points out a DVD player that doesn't work.
Another reason not to live under the sea, right?
Yeah, the DVD players don't work.
Yeah. It's, it's got that different region, like you can't buy a DVD from England and work on your DVD player in America.
And the plugs are probably weird, too.
Yeah. So once they reached surface level, Homer and Bart drive through the city in a classic convertible hover car that repeatedly scrapes on the road. And Bart yells to his father, asking him why he purchased the first ever hover car without giving automakers a chance to work out the kinks. And Homer laughs, saying, I know, it's a hover car.
So Homer and Bart pass through a quantum tunnel where they pick up another passenger, one Bender Bending Rodriguez. The Futurama star, voiced by John DiMaggio, excitedly says that Bart and Homer are his new best friends, but Homer just tosses him out of the car. And it's funny because the internet says, like, oh, we get to meet Bender, and you're right, it is just like that joke. That's it. They then pass the Plastic Surgery Center, which offers celebrity buttocks, nipple relocations, and fluffy tails. And we see Patty stepping out of the cosmetic center with a fresh new fluffy tail. And then they pass a billboard that says, give apes the right to vote. You won't regret it. With a deviously smiling primate giving a thumbs up. And finally, among all of the futuristic high-rise buildings, Homer and Bart arrive at their destination, Moe's Tavern.
Hey, Mo, clone.
Oh, hiya, Homer. Hi, Homer. Hey. I don't pay you to socialize. Oh, right. You're the people person. Hey, watch it with the attitude, mister. You came from my back fat.
Boy, I think I see my two favorite letters of the alphabet. E-Z.
You moron! Why did I ever think I needed a clone? Hey, I'm not the clone. You're the clone. Oh, please, not this again.
Hey. Son, say hello to Edna.
Dad, that's my 4th grade teacher.
Oopsie.
Hi, Mrs. K. This is sure weird, huh?
Want it to get weirder?
I don't think so.
Good call, Bart. We can both do better.
I wish I could talk to my 4th grade self just once. I'd say, work hard. Don't be such a screw-up. This time is so precious. Don't waste it.
So Homer tries to hook up Bart with Edna, mostly because he wants to meet with who the other woman is, who is Miss Hoover. But that kind of makes things interesting because in another future episode, Bart hooks up with Miss Hoover. So that makes Homer and Bart, I don't know if this is a culturally appropriate term, but Eskimo brothers?
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore, Steve. So you gotta be just politically correct and say like,
Eskimo siblings.
Sure. Fuck friends.
There you go.
Sex siblings. There you go. That's actually more.
That's perfectly fine.
So, well, future Bart wishes he could talk some sense into his 10-year-old self. Lisa watches from Frink's lab. She tells Bart that maybe he should pay attention, but he's too busy flinging playing cards into a top hat.
So teenage Bart watches a hologram projection of the prom from the kitchen table. Lisa sees this and asks if Martin's robot is breakdancing, but Bart responds that the chum activated his own self-destruct mechanism to avoid spending any more time with Martin. And Bart comments that love can really be painful, and Lisa agrees, saying that she just broke out with Milhouse.
And Bart wonders how Milhouse responded to the breakup, and then we cut to a muscular Milhouse hulking out downtown, throwing a trash can through the window of Cossington's, which was advertising a dog cat. So like in a classic Hulk speak, the Van Houten lad says, "What's Lisa problem? Milhouse mother says Milhouse handsome." He then beats off several police officers.
Wow. Go Milhouse.
Is it like the theory that like when Hulk hulks out, like when Dr. Bruce Banner and Dr. David Banner, both of them,
Sure.
when they turn into the Hulk, like everything gets big except for his his hammer, like his penis stays like normal size. So like when you see the Hulk naked, it'll just have like normal genitalia.
That makes sense for two reasons. One, his pants never rip.
Right.
And two, that's why he's so angry.
Yeah. Because like if his hammer hulked out too,
He'd be pretty happy.
yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like, look at Hulk dong.
Because it gives you think then, like, if the Hulk, like, had an erection and he ejaculated, he wouldn't be mad anymore.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, Stanley, am I treading on, like, Mallrats territory?
Maybe they can cover this in Mallrats, too.
Don't give Kevin Smith any ideas, Steve.
I mean, you could probably use them. So Bart figures that everyone in the family will end up alone when Lisa offers him some advice. Lisa thinks that Bart should show some initiative to prove to Jenda that he's mature. She suggests that Bart get a job, and he doesn't think that that should be a challenge since he knows 3 languages. But Lisa points out that armpit farts aren't an actual language, but Bart farts out a phrase that translates to, "Your city is beautiful, which way to the local hotel?" But Lisa thinks that it's never too late for love, which brings Marge some hope, as she has found a new suitor. And as we'll hear in this clip, Bart is showing off his potential by working at the Quickie Mart.
Kids, I want you to know I've started seeing someone. He's from Springfield. I think you know him.
Hey, Krusty the Clown is dating your mom!
When Jenna hears about my great new career, she'll definitely take me back.
You missed the spot! Do it again!
Yes, Mr. Geet.
I'm a noob, you racist cracker!
Bart, I need you to make a delivery to an elderly shut-in. And to get there, you must go through the Forbidden Zone.
Which one? Radioactive, smallpox, eternal midnight?
No. The one with the uniclams.
I feel like the Apu's kids, they're aged up, like, to their current age, like, on actual Simpsons episodes. Like, that's how old they are.
It was a little confusing, yeah, because they're clearly younger than Maggie because Maggie existed before them.
Right, but now they're older. Like, but in like current Simpsons timeline, it's weird because you're right, Maggie is still a baby, but Apu's kids are now like in a toddler or like kindergarten age.
Right. It's all very confusing.
Yeah, it's Simpsons timeline. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe Frank's machine screwed up.
What a stupid Frink.
Yeah.
Well, Bart arrives at Burns' manor, chased by several clams with wings and a unicorn horn. So he runs inside, slamming the door on the strange creatures. Bart then walks through the hallway of the vast mansion, where he sees a large diamond on display. After making faces in the jewel, he hears a muffled grumbling. Bart looks over to find Monty tied up and gagged. So Bart assumes that this is all an act so Monty can avoid tipping, a scam that Homer often does. And I'm going to have to write that down.
It's pretty good, yeah, for when your DoorDash driver arrives. Like, I'm tied up, can't help you. But just then, Snake Jailbird appears from the shadows, telling the teenage Bart not to move. The criminal points his phaser/cell phone at Bart, but is distracted as it begins to ring. A MIDI version of The Entertainer plays, and Snake answers frustrated. So after trying to work out a lunch order with his roommate, or lover, or both, Snake is knocked unconscious when Bart hits him over the head with that diamond. And then Monty offers Bart a reward for his good deed.
What soups do they have?
Oh, blessed urchin, how can I reward you?
With the diamond?
No, sorry, my diamonds are going to be retromorphed into coal, the most valuable substance on Earth. I know, I'll send you to Yale with the Monty Burns Scholarship.
I can't take your scholarship. It's going to my sister. It would break her heart.
Don't be so quick to say no. The ladies love an Ivy Leaguer.
They do?
Oh, yeah. Once I home invaded this Princeton dude, and he was like totally married. Ugh.
Well, I guess an intensive 4-year Bachelor of Arts program is the easiest way to get Jenda back.
Hello, Smithers. Nice of you to drop by after my life was saved.
Sir, you knew I was on a date.
Mr. Smithers? I thought you were,
Haha, no, I'm straight. As long as I take these injections every 10 minutes. I love boobies!
Here, Mr. Smithers. I also forgot to mention how much I liked Snake Jailbird just calling Teenage Bart, like he's in on the joke.
Yeah. Also, I think that nothing will date the years of 2000 to 2015 media more than cell phone jokes.
Yeah, but, I wouldn't mind my cell phone to be a phaser.
It would be pretty cool. And if it played music, too, that's awesome.
But only MIDI versions.
Of The Entertainer and other license-free songs from the 40s.
So back at home, Lisa looks through the course catalog of Yale, pleased that the Ivy League school has forbidden men from taking science. She then considers her major, should it be chemistry or galgebra? Also, it sounds like chemistry and galgebra is like a Amy Poehler joke from Parks and Rec.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Because I was thinking about like Galentine's Day.
Yeah. Also, it's funny that Yale has forbidden men from taking science. Is it because men only do magic now in this timeline? Because magic is now science? Anyways, before she can decide, Bart walks in and tells her that he's going to Yale. Lisa is angry since she doesn't want to attend the same school as Bart. So he offers us another great news, and that she's not going to Yale.
So Lisa chokes her brother, and back in Frink's basement, Lisa screams. Present-day Bart defends himself, saying that he hasn't done anything. Yet. And on the screen, Lisa shouts that Bart has wrecked her life. And little Lisa says that Bart is going to wreck her life, as she chokes the 10-year-old version of Bart.
So at Springfield High, a sign is hung saying, "Congratulations, graduates. You are no longer the future." In the parent section, Homer sees Marge with Krusty and is confused since the kids are too old for clowns. And Krusty says that he's actually into Homer's lady. But Homer responds that Marge is no longer his lady. He then goes on to say how cool it is, before grabbing Krusty by the neck and threatening to kill him. And they fight over Marge. Moe and his clones sit behind them, waiting for them to destroy each other, freeing the two of them. And then the spider that was also in the cloning machine to make their move. I also like Marge is dating Krusty because clearly she has a type.
Exactly, yeah. It makes perfect sense. Like, for one, he's probably financially secure, maybe, unless he's like spent it all on Fabergé eggs and gambling. But either way, yeah, I think that Marge definitely does have a type. It's a good point. Principal Skinner then welcomes the class valedictorian, and in this clip, both Bart and Nelson consider their future plans.
Please welcome our valedictorian, Lisa Simpson. She will be attending Yale. I mean, hot dog on a stick management camp.
That's odd. You get into Yale and Lisa can't go anymore?
Hey, what can I say? I love learning.
Bartholomew Simpson.
What?
Come and get your diploma.
Why don't you mail it to your butt?
Bart, now that you graduated, I can finally say this. You really press my cider.
Yo, Bart! Good to see her back with Jenda!
Hey, Nelson, what's up with your girlfriends?
Oh, they each had twins. Listen, girls, I'm going out for a pack of cigarettes.
Isn't that what your father said the day he left you?
Yeah, I never understood why he did it. Till now. I'm coming, Papa!
So, Nelson rides away on a turtle, and it's at that moment that Nelson finds Martin. We've talked about this canonically before, but Nelson is eager to get away from the twins.
And twins!
And yeah, he wants to be with somebody that he cannot impregnate, like he's done twice with her. And then, Martin is also heartbroken because his robot has killed itself rather than spend time with him. So they were both, looking for something, and then they find each other, and the rest is happily ever after, until it's not.
If only Nelson got those shots that Mr. Smithers gets.
Oh, yeah, where he loves boobies.
So we've been looking for the moment where this happens, and here it is!
That's right.
I'm very excited. Now we can quit the podcast?
I think so, yeah.
All right, see you later.
Oh, but you said that this wasn't canonical, so I guess we have to keep on going.
Buttersnatch. What?
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch. Butterscotch. That's what I meant to say. Did I say buttersnatch?
Yeah, I mean, either way, two of my favorite things.
That's what Orville Redenbacher calls his wife's vagina. Because you put butter on popcorn, Steve.
Of course, yes. And sometimes scotch.
That's weird. Milhouse sits in the corner crying. Lisa saying that Lisa has no right to break up with him, especially since he's not the first guy to get a nosebleed while slow dancing, Steve being the first. So before he can go to the Red Pill subreddit, Bart goes over to talk to his incel friend. Jenda tells Bart to hurry as the night may turn into something special, as Milhouse laments having small calves.
Among other things.
Bart tells him his whole life is ahead of him. And this causes Milhouse to cry even harder. I mean, think about that too. Like, if you said that to me at that age too, I'd start crying as well. I'm like, oh, you're right.
Yeah. I gotta do more of this.
Steve, you probably have like a good, at least another 40 years left in you. Jesus, right? Isn't that sad?
Oh, God. That is. I'm so tired. Okay, well, Bart recalls Milhouse as a nerdy 10-year-old, and now he's an emotionally crippled mini-Hulk, which some girls must find attractive. And Milhouse thinks Lisa could be one of those girls since she's sad, and so he goes to make his move after a 3-hour compression full of quad-blasting workouts.
Well, Jenda and Bart walk home, and Jenda can tell that Bart has something on his mind. He was distracted thinking about his best friend and his sister, but Jenda kisses him and asks what he's thinking about then. And he points out a rundown old house where Doc Frink once lived. As he walks towards the house, Jenda says to herself that she had never had a problem keeping Todd Flanders' attention.
He got plenty of the shot.
I was going to say, yeah.
But yeah, it's funny how Bart is not really interested in sex. They sneak in through the basement window past the hanging corpse of Dr. Frink, which is very funny, tragic, and find the machine that tells the future. Bart thinks that this could be a romantic gesture, but Jenda thinks that making love for the first time would be a far more romantic gesture. Bart says sure after he fiddles with some dials and levers on the machine, not on Jenda. And doing this causes Bart to look even further into the future of Milhouse and Lisa.
You know, I was thinking of taking a poetry class at the community college.
Forget it. I had to sell out my marrow to pay the light bill. I didn't have much marrow.
I can't let that happen. I gotta go.
Listen, Bart. If you leave me now, I can guarantee one thing about your future. I won't be in it.
Not going to Yale isn't the end of the world.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that.
No, I mean you're screwed. Your only hope is to clutch at straws. Straws who've always loved you.
Really?
Really? Can I kiss you?
Have you eaten onions lately?
No, and it's really hard because I'm on an all-onion diet.
Well, okay. I guess this is my destiny.
What are you doing?
Keeping Lisa from destroying her life.
Come on, let her destroy it.
It's a little sad how Lisa just gives up right here.
Yeah, she could move on. And also, there are other schools beyond Yale. She could go to Harvard or Brown.
Oh, gross. Brown. Don't even mention that school.
Cudger.
That's fine.
Okay. But yeah, it is kind of sad how she just accepts Milhouse as her fate. But luckily, Bart grabs Lisa, and they speed off in Homer's hover car. Milhouse tries to chase after them, but his muscular arms get stuck between two trees. He sees Lenny and Carl walking nearby and asks for help. They explain that they are now ghosts whose spirits live in those two trees. Or maybe they are alive and they're just jerking Milhouse about. Or maybe they're one of each. Whatever the case, they're not helping Milhouse.
I love Lenny and Carl here.
Yeah.
I tend to believe they're just being jerks.
Yeah.
And they're not ghosts. All right. Later, Bart tells Lisa that she deserves the scholarship and that he isn't going to take it. Lisa thinks her brother committed a noble act. She then asks about Jenda, but Bart is already looking beyond her. And as we'll discover from Professor Frink, true love is in the cards for Bart. Eventually.
Hey, I'm waiting till I find a girl who likes me for me.
And you will, at the age of 83. You die 1 minute later.
And my brain is put in a...
pauper's grave.
Well, Bart, I really appreciate what you're going to do for me.
But what happens to our parents?
Marge, I thought you'd never take me back after what I did to Krusty.
You mean get beaten up by him?
Exactly.
And I'll admit, it is kind of romantic under the sea.
You don't know the half of it.
I love Bart dying at the age of 80, but finding true love, and he's like, oh, and my brain will be put into? And then Frink's reading of a pauper's grave. So he's gonna die. Poor.
I wonder who that love is.
Probably Miss Hoover.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's say Mo.
That's possible too.
All right.
Homer turns off the light, and as Sea of Love plays, Homer and Marge kiss, illuminated by the sea life outside. And a three-eyed whale swims by, and that's our episode.
That looks like a humpback whale, Steve.
That's true. I don't know my whales, so I wasn't sure if it was sperm or humpback, or I don't know why whales have such funny names.
Well, since this is a future episode, and it's a humpback whale, you gotta thank Captain Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise to save all the humpbacks in 1986.
That's right. Thank you, Kirk and friends. And as we thank the Starfleet Academy, why don't we take a break and think about what we just saw? We'll be right back.
Come with me, my love, to the sea of love. I want to tell you how much I love you.
Oh, this sucks.
Alrighty, we are back. Let's finish up our discussion of future drama. We'll talk about the episode and what we thought of it. We'll talk about the things that we liked, things we didn't like, and what made us laugh. But before we do all that, we'd like to give each other some gifts from the episode that I think our co-host would appreciate. And well, Craig, I've got some things for you. Of course, I got you a phaser cell phone, so you can enjoy that. You can be all the Star Trek you want to be and still make calls, provided that they're not long distance. I got you the first vintage hover car, so you can drive around town. Just be careful not to scrape. And of course, I got you a robo bodysuit with a rotisserie inside, so you can have all the chicken you could ever want. And you can just grab it by the hand, because you're not fancy. So, there you go.
That sounds great, the robo chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I want rotisserie chicken all the time. I don't need you anymore, Costco.
Do you think that Seth Green, even though the show had already been on for a few years, saw this episode and was like, robo chicken? Huh. Robot Chicken.
2005. When did Robot Chicken come out?
Probably like 2001.
1983. I mean, that's what the reference is from 1983. I appreciate your gifts, and that chicken sounds great. Phaser. I mean, it's fine about not calling long distance. I don't use my phone as a phone.
Nobody does, yeah.
No. All right, Steve, you, I bet, would love a gift.
Of course.
Or two. So, I thought Steve likes to take photographs, and he loves cake, so I got you a cake camera.
Ooh, thank you.
Every picture that you take into a cake.
I like it.
Got you a postcard from Alaska. This is current Alaska, and yes, the polar bears are still dying. And, there's nothing wrong with it, but I thought I'd give you the shot that Mr. Smithers takes, just for fun.
Of course, yeah. I'd like to see what it does. Yeah.
And I went undersea, and I stole Homer's wig, so you can now have hair.
Looking good. I will say that Robot Chicken did debut in 2005, so maybe we're right.
Oh, wow. And here's a vacation to the 51st state, Saudi, Israelia.
Oh, boy.
Wait, one more gift, Steve. One more gift from the heart.
Oh.
I got you Frink's skeleton with the noose and rope.
Well, I mean, I can display the body in a nice case for visitors, and I can find a use for the noose, too. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Merry Christmas. Oh, sorry. We got rid of Christmas. I forgot.
I mean, happy holidays, whatever it is. It's going to be my last, so it doesn't matter. Craig, what made you laugh in this episode?
Let's go backwards, Steve. I liked the credits. No, I said it in the show, but of course, Lenny and Carl, just their one scene might be the MVJ, but honestly, I think Amy Poehler's voice acting was so well done in this episode. Jenda might get the MVJ just because she played that character so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how when she was washing her hands, sync, activate, very funny, sci-fi, old-timey sci-fi jokes. I think Ralph was a lot of fun. Just had his one scene of drinking the spiked punch.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Mr. Smithers, and then Bart, with the I Love Boobies. Mo, let's not forget Mo and his little spider clone.
Mm-hmm.
I like how this episode, I guess I'm not talking about the episode yet, but like, I guess the ongoing joke with Nelson, great too. So, and Milhouse, you know what? I'll give it to Milhouse. He never gets MVJ. Milhouse, you get that MVJ, along with Jenda.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think Jenda did a great job. I think that the bathroom scene, also her telling Lisa that her brother's hot. I think that I'm going to have to give my MVJ to Professor Frink, not just because of his suicided skull, but I really like when he's talking about Bart falling in love at the age of 80 and then being buried into a pauper's grave. Really funny. His assurance that astronomy is the way to go, or astrology rather. And yeah, but I think that all the kids are fun. I really like Nelson's story arc. I think Mo is great. And I think that Milhouse plays the character almost too real and too understandable for today's youth. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Frink with a close second to Amy Poehler. What are your overall thoughts, though, of this episode?
So I know like the future episodes are a hit or miss with fans, and this is kind of the start of those ones with Jenda, or like, you had this one, and then we get to go into the future with what were the other titles?
Days of Holiday Past and Days of Future.
Yeah, and those episodes really rely on this episode, so it'd be kind of fun to like watch those in order. But that being said, they've also done other future-esque episodes, and this isn't part of the Treehouse of Horror, even though I said like there is no canon, and as we heard at Comic-Con this year, there is no canon for The Simpsons because it's a cartoon. That being said, I actually enjoyed it. It just starts off like right away. There's no build-up to the story. There's just Bart and Lisa being kids, saying like, there's your husband or there's your wife and you're gay for a mole man. And then Frink, for some reason, like there's no rhyme or reason that this episode should exist. There's no like, how does, why is it the way it is? But it's just a fun way to do these silly future jokes, like at a period of time, like look what the future is going to look like. And let's make a reference to like the environment is going to shit. And we're in the middle of like Iraq War #2 at this time. So they're going to make a joke about that. Even with like Cletus in the office, it's like a joke at the Bush presidency at the time, because they're just kind of like a slack-jawed yokels presidency, which I will give everything I have right now to have that presidency back, by the way.
Yeah.
No, and I like how it didn't focus on Homer and Marge. Like, you feel like there should have been a B story, or you feel like there might have been a B story of like Homer trying to win Marge back, and there isn't, and like, you just have to accept it. I almost feel like for these episodes, and I would kind of like them to eliminate the Frink stuff, which I know you enjoyed that, but what if you got rid of that and you just had this whole episode with no rhyme or reason, that it just was in the future, and there's no like young Bart and Lisa looking at the future. They got rid of that bookend. And what if you just did some ongoing like Simpsons, like where they have like Treehouse of Horror, and they've done that forever. What if they did like when like the Simpsons logo comes on for the show starts, it's like The Simpsons 2000.
Ooh.
And they just do these future episodes without like, just pretend this is the future. Like they're writing for the Simpsons of the future.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
or like Simpsons The Next Generation. The only reason I would say like 2000 is because like when the 50s,
everything was named 2000.
Or they can even say like 3000, but like have like these future episodes as part of like our Treehouse of Horror. Like just showing to tell these jokes of the current state of affairs of the world. That way we can have them joke about what's going on now and how things have been affected. And the only reason I say bring that up because you can get rid of those Frink lines and scenes is then you could have more room for jokes and story progression. So you just turn your mind off. Like there was a comic book in the 90s. Marvel had these 2099 line. It was like Spider-Man 2099, X-Men 2099, Avenger, with new characters, but just still keep them like adult Simpsons or teen Simpsons. It just doesn't matter. I would just think it'd be funny, like little bit of like The Simpsons 2000, and we're just parodying future. stories. That's my, like, I think if they do that, continue on and don't guys at Treehouse of Horror or have these bookends of like what ifs. You know, this is essentially a Simpsons what if, which they could do that too. Like the Simpsons what if could be its own series.
I like it.
That being said, as I said, I did enjoy the episode, and one of my favorite bits was the cops were like Robo cops.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked good old Google AI, how much would it cost to build like a real RoboCop, like if it was actually real? And so it gave me all those words about, you know, expensive, ethical, blah, blah, blah. But
Sure.
so it came down to it. If this is actually feasible to do, it would likely cost to tens to even hundreds of $billions to make an actual RoboCop. So let's say out of $100 billion, I'll give this episode the only amount of money I want in my bank account, $69 billion.
Nice.
How about you?
Yeah, I think that this is a good beginning to a ongoing story. I think that calling upon this future as being not canonical, but a possibility of the future is a lot of fun. What I like about the Jenda series as a whole is compared to other future episodes like the casino episode, it doesn't get too bogged down in techno, like, what ifs. Like, this one is only 8 years into the future, and even though they do play around with some future stuff, it's mostly about the characters and, like, Bart's love life, and I like that. I think that's a lot of fun. I think that the world that they built is fun. I think that Jenna is a really good match for Bart, and I think that the Lisa Milhouse dynamic is a lot of fun, too. And I think your concept is really interesting, because I think it does provide more ability for content without having to have an explanation. And so, yeah, I think that works. But all in all, this episode is a watch for me. I think that they had a lot of fun with this. It made me laugh, and it was an enjoyable bit of time. And it is funny how we're so far removed from that future that the quote-unquote future is now, 18 years into the, or 8 years into the past, 12 years into the past. But so it's just funny how time works and how the Simpsons are everlasting. So yeah, this is a watch for me. And if I had to give it a ranking, Amy Poehler has a new podcast called Good Hang. And as of this recording of our podcast, it has 21 episodes. So out of 21, I'm going to give this, we'll say a 17, which is an Idris Elba, who we might just hear from in the near future.
Hubba, hubba.
That's right. All right.
I'd give my rundown to Idris Elba.
He could go on my wire.
I'm making a reference to The Office, which do people remember he was on The Office?
I think so. Like, that is something that I experienced at work, though. The rundown thing, it's awful. Okay. It sucks. Like, when somebody asks you to do something and, like, I don't know what that means, and I'm too embarrassed to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, Steve, can you scrub the toilet? I'm like, I don't know what a toilet is.
Clearly. Let's look over in the corner. I clearly don't know what that is.
That's you in the corner. Okay.
All right. Well, that was future drama. But what's the drama for our future? Specifically, next week, where we watch another episode. Craig, what do you think next week's episode is, as we continue Bart Summer?
Well, this one's called Future Drama, so obviously next week's going to be called Past Comedy.
I like it. But, I mean, I would love to watch a past comedy, be it an episode of The Simpsons or maybe The Dick Van Dyke Show. There's a lot of good past comedies. But sadly, no. Next week's title is The Fabulous Faker Boy. What do you think that episode's about, Craig?
Well, Fabulous Faker Boy. Well, obviously it's about Bart. And he's fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Because that word fabulous kind of can be used in the gay community, and the Simpsons like to rely on stereotypes. So I'm thinking, because it's Bart Summer, that Bart is exploring his sexuality, as a 10-year-old boy does. And there's a new kid in class who's very much like, looks like Milhouse, but like hotter, you know, wears contacts. That's it. And so he decides to have a crush on him. And that makes Milhouse jealous because he wants to be with Bart, biblically. So Milhouse hires Fat Tony to kill the new kid, and Fat Tony does. So then Milhouse takes his contacts and like slicks his hair back the way the kid does and pretends to be that new kid.
Ooh.
In the meantime, it's like everyone's like, "Where's Milhouse?" and no one cares. And when Bart finds out that Milhouse was the one who he slept with, he gets a little mad, but he understands. And then they kiss and make up and become friends again. And then in the B story, Marge takes Maggie to a chainsaw factory and loses her. That's the story.
That sounds like a lot of fun. However, sadly, that is not the case. So, in The Fabulous Faker Boy, Marge hires a beautiful piano instructor to help Bart explore his creative side, another side of him. Meanwhile, Homer loses his last 2 hairs. They don't say where they're at. But we get some guest stars.
Oh.
So we have Jane Krakowski from, 30 Rock and Ally McBeal. We have Bill Hader. And we have Patrick Stewart.
That's Sir Patrick Stewart.
That's Sir Patrick Stewart, and that's right. So this is from season 24, episode 20. Craig, do you remember this episode?
Not at all, and you think I'd remember Patrick Stewart's voice.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you just thought it was the Family Guy rerun, or American Dad.
Wow, I'm looking forward to this, Steve. Are you?
Me too, yes. I'm very excited.
All right.
And folks, we're excited for you to hear it, and we're excited for you to always listen, so thank you so much. And hey, if you want to contact us, you can go to your socials, like your YouTube or your Threads or your Instagram at 13simpsons, or you can always email us at 13simpsons@gmail.com.
Don't forget to sign up now for $5 a month at patreon.com/annoyedgruntboys for some bonus episodes. Right now we got a couple. We got us reviewing Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, and we're reviewing Family Guy's episode The Simpsons Guy, where Family Guy meets The Simpsons. And later this week you'll hear our thoughts on the 2005 movie Amityville Horror. So,
oh boy,
that's worth $5 to me, Steve.
That's right. And hey, you can always go to your favorite podcasting app, leave us 5 stars or the equivalent, and leave us a review. But you don't need to write a real review. Just tell us the future that you hope for yourself.
And don't forget to go to tpublic.com/user/annoyedgruntboys for all your Annoyed Grunt Boy merch.
All right, thank you so much again. And for this week, I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Steve.
And I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Craig.
And remember, you're gay for Mole Man.
No, you're gay for Mole Man.